Peace be to you all. Assalamualaikum. This is Omar Abdul Malik, physician associate and health educator. So I just got off from work. I wanted to share something with you all before I go home, Lord willing, inshallah. And that is it's another book from the Made Ridiculously Simple series. And this is Clinical Biochemistry, Made Ridiculously Simple. And this one is by Stephen Goldberg, MD. And very quickly, biochemistry is a prerequisite in many medical schools and many physician associate schools. So you may have to take it depending on the prerequisites for the program to which you're applying. Also for the MCATs, from what I've read, I took the MCATs more than 25 years ago. So it was a different type of test. There were things that are on the new MCATs that were not on the old MCATs. So we had some biochemistry, but on this, from my understanding of the new MCATs, I think it's 25% of the test has biochemistry on it. But you can do your own research on that. For the physician assistant, this is the Physician Assistant College admissions test. Biochemistry, you probably can't see this, I don't know. You see it or not? Yeah, so biochemistry is about, I don't know if you can see it or not, but biochemistry comprises about 5% of the exam. For the PA-CAT, I'll call it, for those of you guys applying to PA school, not all schools require the PA-CAT. Most of them are requiring the GREs. The GREs, I believe, are going to be phased out, if not the next couple of years, certainly within the next few years. And the PA-CAT is going to be the gold standard admission test for PA schools. So you'll have to have some understanding of biochemistry. Now, for those of you guys that have been following me know that I've been a PA for a little over 20 years. 6, almost 7 of those years have been as a hospitalist PA. I have not used the biochemistry that I had in undergraduate. I had a big giant book. I think it was by Zubey, if I remember correctly. It's about 1,000 pages. So I had essentials of biochemistry, and then I took it again for a graduate program that I was doing at the time. But the professor didn't even use the whole book. Did like several pages, and then that was it. So the pertinent things that I picked up was maybe rate order reactions and some of the structures. So I wish I'd had this book. So this actually makes biochemistry fun. In my opinion, I tend to be a right-brained person, so I need a lot of silly pictures to help me remember things as mnemonics. So this is just showing you've got your LDLs, so low-density lipoproteins coming from the liver, and then some of this is the bilipid membrane level of the cells. Yeah, things like that. And this gives you the different amino acids. So you can see, their structures. So this book is divided into 10 different chapters. So it gives you an overview of biochemistry land. Now this is something that I thought was really neat about this book. In the back, there's an envelope, and it gives you this map. I don't know if you can see this. So this is called Biochemistry Land, and it shows you the synthesis of a lot of the different hormones and things like lipids and even the enzymes that are made. You probably had microbiology if you're a pre-PA or PA student, or even a nursing student. And so you had this, here's our old friend, the citric acid cycle, or the Krebs cycle, and then the electron transport chain. Then you've got things like your amino acids, and I think these goes into the sex hormones here. Some of your sterols, estradiols, and just some of the biochemical pathways. Here's your this is carbohydrate land. I don't know if you can see that. This is the powerhouse, so we know. Even if you're a gym bro, you'll know about carbs. So it shows you where the carbs come from and some of the breakdown of the carbohydrates. Again with the amino acids. But I thought this was kind of neat. And then here it gives you the list of some clinical points. So there's over 150. You're not going to memorize all the structures in biochemistry. It's too many. And the place where you're going to use biochemistry in school would be probably pharmacology. That's where it helps me. And then pathophysiology also. So with pathophysiology, you're going to get, talking about the physiology of diseases, obviously. So you're going to see things like, what does this have? This goes into treatments for different diseases. So your antibiotics, so it explains those things there. I'm just kind of showing you where some of these are. Allopurinol, structure for the treatment of gout. I've got patients who've got gout, so we give them things like methotrexate and allopurinol, probably methotrexate for rheumatoid arthritis. And then it talks about some other drugs in
respiratory 311B, respiratory from 311B.
Sorry. Talks about some of the different drugs. So there's heparin. A lot of my patients take heparin as what's called a DVT prophylaxis. So deep vein thrombosis prophylaxis. When patients are laying prone, a lot of our patients are bedridden. So there's a propensity for them to develop DVTs, or deep vein thrombosis. So we've got to put them on things like Eliquis or heparin. Here's another one. Aspirin for myocardial infarction prophylaxis. So it goes through some diseases also. For those of you guys that are in medical school, I think a lot of the diseases are probably on your step 1 or step 2s. I would imagine. I'm not a doctor. I'm a PA, so I don't have to take the steps. Here's carbidopa or L-dopa. So I've got patients with Parkinson's disease. This is something that we give for patients with Parkinson's disease. There's a deficiency of dopamine in the brain stem, particularly the midbrain. So those are things that you kind of have to know, and it's helpful to at least have the structures in your mind, at least have an idea of what the structures look like. So I order, for instance, I've got a lot of patients who are anemic. At a certain level, when their hemoglobin is low, we have to give them transfusions. So it kind of helps me to know that that structure of hemoglobin. And again, it's not something that you've got to commit to memory. I mean, look at all these things. Unless you have a photographic memory, you're not going to remember all of them. And you don't need to. It's unless your professor is a sadist of some kind and wants to test you on them, you're not going to remember all of this. And then, the book's got a glossary at the end. But anyway, in my opinion, this is a really good book if you want to get a good idea of biochemistry to the point where you can kind of remember a lot of the information of biochemistry while you're in school. You're not going to have any time for any extra reading. I don't think, unless you're a master of time management, which I am not. But I thought this is a good book to have in your reference. So clinical biochemistry made ridiculously simple. It's not a substitute for your class lectures. So go to lecture certainly if you need to follow the syllabus. All right, that's it for now, guys. I wish you all the best of success in your positive endeavors. If you are interested in becoming a physician associate like myself, it's a 2-year program after getting a 4-year degree. I got my first degree is a bachelor's in biology. Medical school is a lot longer. It's 4 years after your undergraduate, and then 3 to 5 years of residency, 3 to 7 years of residency, depending on your specialty. Anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful. Wish you all the best of success in your positive endeavors. Peace.